We're gonna move on to talk about a couple of hot starts in the NBA. Surprisingly, the Washington Wizards and the Toronto Raptors are both a couple of teams with only one loss on each of their columns. Um, which team do you think can really sustain this is the question, because
So
either one sustain.
yeah, so I took a good look at this, and at first, when you look at it, Raptors pop right out, but then you start looking at the Wizards, right? So they're 5-1, and what's winning them is actually their defense. So they're getting huge contributions from their new guys, the Lakers guys, and their new signing
Yeah,
Dinwiddie,
Harrell has
Harrell,
been
Kuzma.
fantastic.
Harrell has been Kuzma, and Kuzma and KCP. Harrell's been fucking fantastic. He's been their second leading scorer. He's been awesome. He's been that hustle player, exactly what they want. And so now that they have all these guys who can create for themselves, like more than just one other guy, when there was John Wall or when there was Russell Westbrook, they have a bunch of guys that they can give it to and just say, go score. I mean, Harrell's not like a playmaker, but you have Dinwiddie, you have Kuzma, you have KCP who can do it to a certain extent. So they have all these guys that can take the ball out of Beal's hands, so he's not just dragging this team like John Morant is. But they added so much shooting too. Like everybody's been able to shoot. So Kuzma's shooting well. Dinwiddie's shooting great. KCP's KCP,
Yeah.
and even Neto's just shooting great from three. They got all these guys, and
Yep.
Beal. And the funny thing is, they're 5-1, and Beal's not even at 100%. I mean, he's still scoring 24.4, but he's only shooting 39% from the field, 25% from three, 100% for free throw right now. But that'll obviously go down. But like he's not being efficient, and they're still winning games. Like eventually, he will get back, and then he'll start hitting his shots, and then they'll just look that much better. That I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah. And they got Rui Hachimura on the way. Hopefully he'll play solid when he comes back. So
yeah, Rui hasn't even played, but like it's their defense that's holding them down right now. Their offense is decent. It's 107, but they've held the teams to 106, and that's a really good defensive rating, especially for the Wizards. And you
yeah.
look at it, like
I mean, yeah.
you're getting
You
good
can
defense.
see, yeah, you can see why they're winning. I mean,
Yeah,
they have a great record for a reason. So, defense has always been the formula for many teams to start winning games, and Washington's
yeah,
figuring it out.
that's all it
It's
takes.
it's possible that the biggest addition for them this year has been their coach, Wes Unseld Jr., a guy who came very highly regarded over there, and obviously is like the best rookie head coach right now. I mean, on the flip side, right across a couple state lines, you got Ime Adoko, who's already got a mutiny going on in his locker room. So
Yeah, no, that's for sure. But my last point is like you're getting good defense out of the guys like Bradley Beal, who's plus in scoring and obviously defense. Harrell's a plus 6.6. That's pretty crazy. I think that's like the most. I mean, he probably won't be able to sustain that, but like it'll stay
yeah,
close to that. And I think
yeah,
he's
he's
obviously the
been
defensive anchor for this team.
traditionally he has not been that good of a defender. So that's great to
Yeah.
see him doing better this year.
For sure. And Denny Adviha is a plus 8.5. He's actually playing really nice team defense for them. Like maybe not a on ball defender as well as people thought, but he's been able to help where to help, fill the lanes where to fill the lanes. He's been looking great. Not as much offensively, but defensively, he's been awesome. Just excited to see Rui come back. He was supposed to be my pick for most improved, but we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen.
No, he's not going to get those touches.
But I actually think the Raptors have a better chance at a hot start. They they have the potential rookie of the year in Scotty Barnes, and they've got Pascal Siakam, who hasn't played yet this year, on his way back. Fred VanVleet just turned in 33 points yesterday on solid shooting. OG's having a great year, possibly a breakout season for him. And Gary Trent Jr., I like him. I haven't seen enough out of him this year, but I like who he is from what I saw last year. So I think this could be a fun year for them. And their hot start, I believe in it to a certain degree. I already had them as, I think, a play-in team coming into the year. I don't know if I'm going to guarantee them a playoff spot, there's still a lot of solid teams that they have to compete with, but I could definitely see them finishing really anywhere all the way up to like the 5th seed. We'll see. It's a really great team. Nick Nurse is potentially the best coach in like his division, guaranteed, and he's one of the best in the league. So he's a guy who could potentially win Coach of the Year. Even he,
Yeah.
got hired as people knowing him as like an offensive genius, and he somehow turned into like a defensive genius too. Like Bradley Beal said of playing against him, he's like, man, every time I play against Nick Nurse, he throws something funky at me, and it's like he's a tough one to play against. And it's like it's cool hearing you say that.
Yeah. Yeah, I love Nick Nurse. I think they're he's a huge reason on their success. I mean, I don't know what last year was. Had to be a fluke, but when they get figured out, when Siakam comes back and maybe towards the trade deadline, if Siakam's still there or gone, we'll see what the team looks like. And I think they're definitely a playoff team.
Absolutely, yeah. I think either way, and I feel like they might keep him for this year just because it's still Scotty's rookie year, and then maybe in the offseason you trade him, and I think they could still make the playoffs with that.
Yeah.